While he's setting this up, how many of you have looked for programs that are completely free and are entirely successful with helping your children learn to read? Well, that just didn't exist until I discovered something that's on Office 365, and it's on about 4 platforms of Office 365. I did this last year. It was only on OneNote, and I think a lot of people are a little afraid of OneNote and don't use it, but it's on Word now. And you can go on Office 365 and use it. It's called Immersive Reader. It was created by Microsoft for children who are dyslexic. And it works for all struggling readers, and I can tell you that for certain. Okay, and you can see I have some kids sitting at a table. I have 5 tables, and I only have to use 4 of them. So I got 5 Chromebooks, and those are set up at this table for using this program. Okay, and my problem with practice was reading fluency. We have a benchmark test we give at the beginning of the year as well as MAP. I wish I could report the MAP results at the end because I know they're going to be better, but they pushed it back because we missed so much this winter, and we haven't given it yet. But I do give the benchmark test every 2 units in reading. The first time I gave it, I only had 6 students who came from kindergarten reading on level out of 23. So I knew I had a big problem with the fluency. Okay, and this just talked about where I did the MAP scores, and I searched for the students who were in Stay 9, 1, 2, and 3 in their spring kindergarten MAP scores. And we do, I teach first grade, we take the kindergarten scores or the grade before in the spring because they've, how they lose over the summer. We want to see where they were at the end of the year. And we wanted to see if it would result in a 25% or greater improvement in their reading abilities as measured by MAP. I will know exactly that. I will post it on the holler as soon as I do know that. I do know what has happened with my benchmark, and I'll just go ahead and tell you that. The last benchmark I gave, the first one I had 6 out of 23 who was reading on level. The last one I had, only 6 were not. And the 6 who were not are very close. So it's an amazing program. I wish I could just go out and just shout it on the rooftops because I like it so much. Okay, and this is where I talked about that. So my strategy to do that was to get the Chromebooks, and I have those set up specifically for the children to practice their passages that they're reading. You can put paragraphs on it. I'm going to show you in a minute how easy it is. Or to practice their sight words. Man, is it great. Sight words I can do in less than a minute. And it's like I'm sitting in front of every one of my kids flashcarding them. And flashcards, you do need repeated practice. I can't do that for 6 kids in under a minute, but I can do this that way, and I'm free to do other things while they interact with it. Okay. I was very privileged last year to get to go to Toronto, Canada with Microsoft. And while I was there, I met with the program manager for this, and they did take my research from last year and publish it over the summer, Microsoft did. But I loved Anthony Salcido's quote. He is the head of education for Global Microsoft. And he said, Microsoft will give you the tools, but you make it happen. Okay, so I used the Chromebooks. Now, I'm just going to go over here and stand so I can show. Okay, on Office 365, when you go into, how many people have Office 365? Okay, so when you go in, you can go to Outlook, you can go to Word, you can go to OneNote. But I think the Word for me is easier because I've used Word for so many years. Okay, all you have to do when you go on Word, type a paragraph, type sight words. When I did my sight words, I would put 1 on each line because it would read them slower that way. Go ahead and type what you're going to do. After you type, you click View, and then this comes up, says Immersive Reader. It is so super simple. Okay, there are many things on it when the kids go to it. I have these little things that you put, and it's a line focus ruler thing that the kids are more focused on what they're reading if they have something in front of them. Well, just this summer, Microsoft came out with the line focus tool. And it's very easy. You just go up to, there's a corner up here that you go up to, you click. I mean, there's only like 3 things to do on it, and you can click and see each one of them. But the line focus tool, you can either do 1 line, 3 lines, 5 lines. It moves while it's reading. I mean, this is just an amazing piece of technology. Okay? I love this about it too. There is this section right here. When you click on it, there's, like I said, 3 sections. When you click on it, you can divide the words into syllables just by a click, and the kids can read it easier. You can click nouns. It colors the nouns, so the kids are focused on the nouns. You can click the verbs, and you can click the adjectives. And it makes it so much easier for the kids. And also, if you're focusing on nouns, then they pay attention to what they are. Okay, this is brand new, just came out. If you, and this all depends on what you type in it. It's not a pre-programmed thing, it's what you do. But you type it in, it reads whatever you type in. It's just amazing. But now, it will take certain words, and it will put a picture dictionary up, what the word is. And, for vocabulary, I think that's really critical, especially in 1st grade. Okay, and I got to tell you, this is for any grade, not just 1st. But the value is it's easy. I mean, you just simply open up Word and type in it. That's it. Okay, then just select Immersive Reader. The kids have no trouble whatsoever interacting with it because it just has the triangle play button at the bottom. When I do sight words and I'll put 6 words up, they'll go and they'll sit through it, and then they just click that triangle again, and it moves it back up to the top and goes back through it again. You also, for the dyslexic children that you have, when you have like a yellow or blue, you know how some of them have overlays? The overlays are on there too. All you have to do is just click which color. Sometimes my kids who aren't dyslexic but struggling, they like to pick their color. Okay, it's fast. I can type sight words 6 to 8 in less than a minute. And, that's something I focus on for a week. And it's time saving. I don't have to sit there and go one by one with them. They can go over and do that while I'm reading with other children. And it's repetitive, and it helps the children learn their words to automaticity. And on this, I simply put what learning tools are available in each one of the things. There's OneNote, the desktop, OneNote online, OneNote with Windows 10 app, the iPad. It's also for iPad. There's Word, the different things, and it shows what you can do with each one of them, and then Outlook. On Outlook, the thing that I can think of, because I've heard people mentioning that they have children with visual problems, maybe you have parents. I've had a parent that was blind before. You can actually put it on Outlook now, send them an email, they can listen to it. They can hear what you're saying. So there's a lot of advantages to this. And if you have any questions, you can email me, or I assume all of these are going to be online, and you can go back and look and see how to do it. Just please go try it. It is amazing. And like I said, it's made a huge difference with my children. Last year, I had a little girl, and she's in special ed. She came to me, couldn't write her name, couldn't count to 10, didn't know all of her alphabet. Okay, so she worked with us last year, and by the end of the year, we had 125 sight words. She knew 75 of them. I kept her in my room, and she is reading now as fluently as my high kids. And it is totally amazing. I never dreamed that she would be able to read as much as she is because she was such a struggler. But it really, really works, and you're going to want to try it out. Thank you.